Hello everyone and welcome to part 4 of the Desert Minecraft Seed. Do excuse me, I appear to be getting yet another cough. I am a chronic asthmatic and I just seem to be picking everything up. So as you can see, I've made my little hut and I decide to go and take a look at that temple that we first saw when we first started this particular seed. But of course, as I'm travelling along, I've come across a few bits and bobs that I know is worth obtaining, such as these chickens. I think at some point I am going to be making a little farm so I can get plenty of feathers and definitely some cows so I can start making some books, etc. So as for these little pesky rabbits, I very rarely can catch them. And it makes me laugh even trying to. I catch them every now and then, but not very often. So I decided to set off over to this temple. And if you remember when I first logged on, that's me checking the sky to see whereabouts the sun is. So there was 2 temples. So as you know, or maybe you don't know, in Minecraft temples there's always some loot to be had, but they are down at the bottom of the temple, and if you're not careful you can get blown up. So there's me jumping in, and it's always underneath these little coloured blocks. So what I tend to do, because if you just land on the plate in the middle, you blow up and that's the end of you and all the loot's blown up. I don't know if you can go back and get the loot. I've never done that. I've always just been super careful. So I tend to make some little steps going down on the outside, and then that way you're not going to land on that plate. You're well away from it. It's obviously still down there. So I can't remember why I started why I came back out. I think I was didn't have everything that I needed. Yes, lights. I didn't have lights, and I was really worried about that sun. And as you can see, it's starting to go down quite quickly. And I have found that the night seems to be a lot longer than the days recently in Minecraft, from times that I've played back in years gone by. And so I decided to run back rather than being caught in the temple in the dark with no lights, which would obviously end in certain death of the monsters. I decided to head back and get some lights and come back in the morning where I was a bit more prepared. I didn't feel very prepared at all. As you can see, that sun is going down really very, very quickly. So back in my little hidey hole. I can't remember. So obviously I'm doing a voiceover on top of the actual Minecraft itself. I tend to do some short videos for one platform and then some longer ones for another platform. So I'm finding it a little bit easier to do the voiceover afterwards. However, of course, that means I'm also forgetting about some of the things, that I'm getting up to. So do forgive me for that. I think what it is I really wanted to play Minecraft one of the days, and I just played and I ended up running out of space on my USB stick and on my iPad. So I'm kind of stuck now. I'm going to have to make some videos just so I can get them sorted and get them deleted so I can make up a bit of space. So yeah, I came back. Obviously, I don't have a bed still, so it's really a case of, faffing around when it comes to night time and waiting for that day to come. Also, I'm a big believer, if you think you're going to get killed or there's a chance of getting killed, which I seem to get killed all the time, I do like to put my stuff into boxes or chests, either one, it doesn't really matter. But it's just a good idea to keep all your stuff. Then if you die, you haven't lost a huge amount other than obviously your XP, which at this stage it doesn't really matter. I'm not using my XP for anything. I'm just simply using it for well, nothing. Obviously, later on I'll be using it for enchanting things, which of course is going to be much more beneficial to keep yourself alive. But certainly at the moment I don't have a bed. It's very, very early days. Now, that little bit of water that I thought was a good idea to keep for fishing, after fishing it I found it wasn't that beneficial, so later on I do cover that up and decide to get rid of it. Definitely worth coming back and seeing where I get to. I've ended up building quite a lot of bits and pieces to do this hut. It's starting to look really quite good. Obviously we've got the 2 temples to raid, so we've got all that coming up as well. What I don't have, as I'm sure you've noticed, is any coal. Really struggling. I often find I struggle for coal, and it's really bizarre. I've played with my 2 children before, and they seem to find hundreds of bits of coal, and I don't really know why. But never mind, I've got wood, so of course I can use that. I can either use it for fuel, or of course I can make it into charcoal, which will make lights. So yeah, this is me just organising away. There's really not much I can do. It's night time. I don't have a bed. I don't have enough wool for that. The sheep do seem to be a little bit sparse. So I've also decided that, to be able to see outside a little bit easier, I decided to start putting in some extra windows, because I've made such a strange little hut over this water, over this little cave. And so I decided to start adding some little bits, just while I'm waiting for dawn, really, so I can go back out and go and raid that temple, go and get that finished, and then obviously come back with the spoils. I had some brilliant footage, and I just kept dying, and I was sat here laughing. It was absolutely brilliant, really good fun. But my iPad just didn't have enough storage, so it didn't save it, which was a shame. So that's why I'm now starting to save everything on the USB stick, which is a bit more beneficial, because it leaves plenty of space for filming. I am really enjoying sharing Minecraft with other people. I have thought about doing it over the years, and of course life's happened, and it just hasn't happened. So I'm really enjoying doing that, sharing that with everybody. So I'm hoping that you do as well. I think in some ways it's better to do the voiceover as you're playing, because obviously you can remember what you're doing, etc. But I find I just really enjoy getting into, making decisions about what to do, what not to do. But I might do some with voiceover, and take it from there. But I also, like I said, I do shorter videos for one platform and then longer ones for a different one. So that will probably make that a little bit tricky. I would have to cut out the voice and then add some text and then add voice again. Yeah, so I could do it that way. Very, very new to this side of things. I've only ever just played on my own for my own enjoyment. And certainly making videos is not my forte, as I'm sure you can tell. But like I say, it's nice to share it. I think even if just one person comes along and watches my videos and finds a little bit of peace or a little bit of comfort after a long stressful day or stress going on in your life, then it's absolutely worth it. Doing it for the sheer pleasure of it. At the moment, I haven't been very well myself. And it's just nice to feel that you're sharing with other people. So as you can see, I've just decided that I'm going to make my hut, just a little bit more, appeasing to the eye, adding in some different windows, and because I've got that glass now, and just making it, just look nicer. So it's got a little bit of character. I can see outside much easier. I can see, if dawn's coming, which is definitely very, very beneficial to me. And I couldn't decide whether to just cover that hole or not. It was a difficult decision to make. But yes, later on, I did decide to cover it in and make it just a flat room, but that'll be in a later video. The fishing in that particular little bit of water just wasn't working. But what I did discover is if you put a platform right out in the sea and tootle out to that, the fish, even without an enchanted rod, you just can fish really, really quickly. So you get a lot of XP very quick. And I'm going to be really quite excited to see how quickly I get the fish with an enchanted rod as well. But I was picking up, all sorts of different stuff. Again, that's going to be in a further video, which I will do over the next couple of days or so. So we're coming towards the end of this particular video, and as you can see, I'm just pottering about, making decisions. Do I cover it up? Do I add some little stepping stones? And I quite like the idea of it being left quirky like this, with the vines hanging down and and then sort of building up and over. But as I'm sure you're aware, Minecraft just keeps on changing. So this video is coming to an end, so I hope you have a fantastic day and look out for part 4, which will be coming very soon.